Hello everybody, welcome back to the workshop. This is part 1 to my battle diorama series. Enjoy. So the plan is to make my own version of knights to put on this battle diorama. I'm taking the cowboy figurine that's going on the horse and shaving down his hat and head so I can put a steel helmet on him later. Man, I feel bad for mutilating him. So I got the mold taped up pretty snugly. Now I'm gonna mix up this 2-part epoxy resin in this little container here because it won't require that much resin. Alright, we're just going to let this sit in the box to dry, and so far there's no leaks, and we're just going to leave that to cure overnight. Now, though it is the next day, the resin is dry. Only a few minor leaks, but actually it wasn't really that big of a deal. It is still not cured, so we're going to wait for that to cure, and while that's still curing, we're going to work on the battlefield. So now that we have the grass contact cemented to the piece of cardboard, we're going to use some of this Crayola air dry clay to make all the mountains and hills that go around the diorama. I guess it would have made more sense for me to wear gloves earlier on when I was using the contact cement, but whatever. Here's tub number 2. Okay, got some newspaper down, and we're moving on to bricks instead of tubs because that's all I could find at the store. I would do all the shopping online, but that's going to take too long, and I'm eager to finish this project. We got these bricks now of clay. Oh, that's cool. Alright, that clay job is done for now. All right, this is good progress for the terrain so far. We got some rocky texture and some grass for the soldiers to ride on. This is what it looks like so far. I also applied some craft turf. So let's go check back in on the molds for the soldiers. So I made an incision at the top here of the mold, and now I'm just gonna try to pry it on open. But we learn as we go. Hey, look, I did it. All right, so in theory, this thing I made should have created a mold that will all be one single piece. And hopefully, when I pour resin in there, it will look like a knight. So it turns out the silicone mold, the one that was mostly liquid, gave me 3 successful results. And I made some more different silicone molds that have been more successful, and instead of using resin to make the figure itself, I use epoxy sculpt clay, but more on that later. Right here I have my knight model. It is just one of the horsemen that I customized with small pieces of cardboard for the mask, the pauldrons, some tassets, and there's even folds on the back too. And I shaved off a little bit of extra around the calves just to make some more room to make the legs look more natural. So I made a mold for the soldier here, and so far I have 2 successful results. Both of them are my first and second attempts, so this is a very promising process for the soldier. I'll be able to get maybe 3 soldiers a day, and I'll be able to have them carved off all the excess and sanded by the end of the day. So 3 a day. I'll have at least an army for one side by like the end of a week. So that's how that's going. So let's check back in on the mounted army here. I have them laid out on this piece of acoustic foam because if you watched my live stream, just go to my live stream page on my channel. And I only have 1 live stream so far, more to come in the future. I found out a more efficient way to make molds for the horsemen. I use silicone, the one you mix with your hands, and then I'm using this epoxy sculpt clay, which is in 2 parts, of course, to make the horseman instead of resin, because this is way cheaper and a lot faster and more efficient. And also the silicone molds allow me to make multiple different molds, so I can print like 3 different horsemen all at the same time. My army will grow faster. So right here, we have 20, the other 2 are on my desk, but we have 20 horsemen for at least 1 army. We're making some soldiers too, but this is my progress here, and these are all the successful attempts. What I had to do was, when I get a horseman out of the mold, usually there's some excess like this. See how it's all splattered around? What I do is use an X-Acto knife, and I just carefully shave around the edges here, and that gets most of the big chunks off. But the issue was it kept cracking in places like the tail and the legs, which are the most fragile pieces, kept breaking off because I'm chipping it away in big chunks. So the solution to that problem was I used my Dremel here, and I used this sanding bit to get all the big stuff, and that works so much better, and it's so much less likely to chip or break away a limb or the tail. And then after that, I use this even smaller metal bit that has like spiral, it's kind of hard to see, it has like spiral blades, and that really helps me get deep into all those crevices, and I don't ruin all the details that the mold made. So right here we have
one of my previous sanding attempts, and that came out pretty successful. And then this we can add to the army. That's close enough. There's some facial deformation, but close enough. When we paint it, it'll look good. So I will print some more horses and soldiers, and then we'll have at least an army for cavalry charge and ground reinforcements. I'm going to wrap up this video now because it's already pretty long, and the next video, the progress, I will update you on, and then we will be painting horses and giving them armor and cool surcoats to wear. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like these builds that I do, like and subscribe for more videos.